Handle every objection, handle every interaction, and find solutions for every sales challenge, and you will never be without work and never without money. Every Wednesday, Grant Cardone Sales Training University brings to you a live webcast designed to help you understand, learn, and know how to use the #1 online sales training platform in the world. Call in live, ask your questions, and get the answers you need to understand how to use this platform for your benefit. Reach your potential, learn the skills, grow your income, and create the life you want. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on GrantCardoneTV.com/live training. That's GrantCardoneTV.com/live training.
Hey, what's going on? How's my sound, man? How's my sound? Dude, this yellow tie looks good. So, guys, this is the Wednesday MasterMind Cardone University coaching call. Welcome. My name is Jarrod Glandt. I'm the Vice President of Sales here at Cardone Training Technologies. And every Wednesday, we bring you a live coaching call, MasterMind call, where you can answer or ask your sales questions so that we can help you out. Most of the people on here are either enrolled in our MasterMind coaching program or you're current clients of our Cardone University platform. And the purpose of this is really just to help kind of bridge the gap between the content in the platform and how you can make it work in your business. You know, Cardone University has thousands of segments of material on just about anything that you would ever have a need for in a sales organization. And so my job is to make sure that we can connect the dots between the two. So today I wanted to talk about something that is a practice that we employ on every deal, on every transaction. Whether you're a salesperson or a manager, you're going to be able to understand what to do with this. I want to talk today about the third-party touch. Do you understand what I mean by that? Do you understand what I mean by the third-party touch? I'm talking about adding another person into a deal to see if you can advance the deal any further. And it does a few things, and I'll talk about those in a second here. But what I do want to do is I want to acknowledge some of the people that are already on the live chat. We've got, 27 minutes ago, we've got Kelly Chernesky from Saskatoon Motor Products in the house. Thanks for jumping on here, Kelly. Ryan Morrison, dude, thanks for jumping on today, Ryan. Appreciate you being here. Sales Director, Greenwood Funeral Homes. My team is loving Cardone University and getting massive results. Well, hopefully we can supercharge that for you here. Carol from Tech Talent, awesome. Good to have you here. And I'll start by answering a first question that Carol has. Any advice for trade show hustling? So you're going to South by Southwest, which is an awesome conference. It's important when you go into these conventions. We're getting ready to go to one tomorrow, tomorrow in Vegas. It's important to understand your elevator pitch. This is something that you need to practice and drill and role play so that you can be quick and concise and consistent, right? So if you're changing your pitch every time you're talking to somebody, it's going to be really difficult to get any traction. So you want to make sure that you're practicing this, you're role playing this. You literally have something that you can deliver in 20 seconds where people know exactly what you do. A bad example of an elevator pitch or an opening pitch would be something where if after 15 or 20 seconds somebody still doesn't understand what you do. Oftentimes people come up with these elevator pitches that just kind of leave you hanging. And if somebody can't clearly communicate, what they do or what they can provide for their clients in an extremely short period of time, then it causes doubt for me. I don't know about you, but when somebody's talking to you, Robert, and they're like, "Hey, this is what we do," or somebody calls in and they want to try to pitch us something, and they're like, they give kind of this esoteric,
it's strange,
fluffy.
You're kind of just like, what's happening?
You don't know what to do with it,
and you know when you're doing it too. You're like, I could be stronger.
You're like,
there.
you're kind of dodging around the thing.
Yeah.
Like, my name's Jarrod Glandt. I'm the Vice President for Cardone Training Technologies. We help sales organizations increase sales by 30% in as little as 90 days, and we do that through the use of our exclusive e-learning tool. Boom. Very straightforward, to the point. Oh, what kind of organizations do you work with? It opens up a conversation. So get a tight pitch, Carol. I remember you from a call we had previously, and I believe you're in recruiting. So make sure you get your value proposition in there, how you're different, why you're different, and make sure that you're role-playing that. Ryan Morrison, are your guys doing role-play in separate rooms, or are they role-playing at the same time? it's been difficult with everybody role-playing at the same time. We actually have everybody do it at the same time in the same office. It creates a lot of extra noise and confusion and distractions, and I think those are all great. It's kind of chaos. But it's good because now they're hearing other people saying things that they're saying, and is it stumbling up? Is it tripping them up? Those variables are good to add into role play because there's a lot of unpredictable things that can happen on a phone call. So I actually like the role play and group sessions. Luis Marquez Gins. For a salesperson and a dealer, what companies, industries can I cold call and sell multiple cars, and how many calls should I make to get out of obscurity, never have to touch a walk-in again? That's a great question. So what Lewis is talking about here is how can you go create something out of nothing, and this is a great opportunity. In Austin, Texas, for example, my dad has a ran a motorcycle dealership. And, we had a lot of clients from Dell Computers, massive company. We put together a deal for them where they could come in, they could get a good deal. We made it quick. It was the Dell deal. So reach out to big companies. Find out who's in your area, who's in your market, who's got big companies, and just start reaching out to these people. Phone calls, emails, showing up in their office. You can do the lunch and learn thing. The lunch and learn, where you can just stop by, maybe bring some lunch and explain to a group of people. Maybe the HR department can get everybody together, where you could say, hey, look, we'd like to partner with local businesses. We'd like to come and offer you a fleet discount for all the employees on your staff here, and maybe that's a way that you can start creating some of that opportunity and getting out of obscurity. We got a question
coming in. This guy's name is Edgeek, and he wants to know, not really so much have to do with third-party touch, but what he wants to do is sell more promotional products on the phone. Like, what are some tips he could do to get started doing that?
Well, no matter what you're selling, it's about how many phone calls you're making and how successful you can be on those calls. So, that's a very big question. How can I sell more? We just did a webinar on follow-up. Follow-up's going to be extremely important for you. This 4-hour live online seminar that we put together, where basically we build your follow-up plan so that you have all your follow-up laid out for as many as 365 days. That's one way you can get more business. We also have a program that we put out that's in Cardone University. It's called the 7 Top Sales Secrets. That is about 7 ways that you can increase your business. Can you close that door? 7 ways that you can increase your business by doing simple, easy things, adding simple, easy things into what you are already doing with customers that'll make you more effective on the phone call. So I would go back and I would reference those programs because that'll at least get you started. But the truth is, the better trained you are, the better prepared you are, the more calls you're making, the higher conversion rates you have, the more upsells you're asking for, getting the second sale. We've secured the first purchase. Hey, I've got a great idea. In addition to this, it would also, most people that have purchased that have also taken the opportunity to get extra discounts on this, that, or the other thing. So you can call more people, you can create referral programs, you can modify the way that you're upselling in calls. I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can do it. I would go back through and look at some of those programs that we've already created. Just a few quick more here on the chat or that are live in the chat. Saban Agent, I think that might be Zach. Just enrolled your team in the program last week. Loving it. Awesome, man. Glad you're here. We're doing this for you guys so that you're successful with what we're doing. Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Jesu from UE Marketing Agency. Welcome. And then CS Pro Hair, looking for a massive paycheck. Well, you're in the right place. So let me just say what I got to say about the third-party touch, and then we're going to come back to some more questions that we have. The third-party touch on a deal is important because in some cases, the buyer, your customer, your client, will put themselves in situations where they have to go into a place where they're not comfortable going. Maybe they've overpromised or they've overstated something. And, to avoid being wrong, they'll avoid you. And so oftentimes interjecting a new person into the sales process can uncover a lot of those things. Like, so we have a policy here when we're going through the month, we're having second touches on every deal. So anytime a customer is made a presentation, there's always a manager that gets involved, makes a second phone call, has a touch. If the salesperson's, they come to me, they're like, hey man, I made the presentation to this guy or this gal. They loved it. She said that they were all in, and now, I don't know what happened. Now it's radio silence. Have you guys ever been there where you're just like, dude, something's not clicking right in this deal? So then what we'll do is we'll drop in a third party, right? Who can we insert into this deal? And in most cases, it doesn't even have to be a manager, right? It can just be somebody else. I have sales guys that pass their deals off to other salespeople to make follow-up calls on. So, one of the easiest ways to make this call as a third party, whether it's another salesperson or a manager, is something like this. Hey, my name's Jarrod. I'm calling from Grant Cardone's office. Do you have a second? 2 questions for you. Number 1, do you have 30 seconds? Number 2, why haven't you done business with us yet? I'm calling. I know you were working with Rob. I know you guys talked about a branding package. Why haven't you done business yet? Very straight, very direct, very to the point. And oftentimes you kind of catch people off guard. And because you've done that and they haven't prepared, dude, they spill their guts to you. Oh, well, the truth is, we just got a lawsuit. This factory that we had burnt down. I'm really not the decision maker. The truth is, there's somebody else involved and they're not sold on the idea. I couldn't get it bought. And, after I told Rob that, I was all in and it was a done deal, man, I didn't want to face him, And so you just got to understand that there's so many things that happen after you talk to somebody on the other side of the call or the interaction or the visit that you don't always know about. And the customer's not always going to tell you. So you want to make sure that you're providing the opportunity for your customer to save face, because that's really what they're doing, right? Hey, I'm all in. I'm ready to go. Let's do this. It gives them the opportunity to save face when somebody else comes in that they're not familiar with, that they don't have the relationship with, that they didn't overpromise to, that just says, hey, look, how come we haven't earned your business yet, right? So it's incredibly powerful, but you have to make it a practice. You have to do it on every call. Not only can you uncover, things that may have been unsaid in the initial call, but it also, it just shows customer service. When I make a call, this is Jarrod, I'm the VP. I just wanted to reach out. I know you're working with our guys. I appreciate the opportunity to work for you. Why haven't you done business with us yet? What have we missed? That's a great call too. Hey, Rob's been working with you for 2 or 3 months. It sounded like you were all the way there. You were at the goal line. The deal was ready to happen, and now nothing. What did we miss? What did we miss? What's changed? So you want to inject this third party to find out that additional information. Rob, I think we got a question online.
We do. We've got a few actually.
Okay.
This one's coming in from Savage Institute. They want to know what's the best way to warm up high net worth prospects quickly.
Yeah. So the way to warm anybody up is by being valuable and providing good data and get what we call altitude in the interaction. So where you can actually position yourself as an authority figure. The quickest way to do that is by telling somebody something that they don't know about what you do or what they think they know about what you do. Anytime you can educate somebody, their interest peaks. Like, have you ever read a book that you picked up and you're like, oh my gosh, like after you read the book, you were so inspired or you were so motivated. Like I really don't read a lot of fiction books, but I read a lot of like business books and sales books and marketing books and, all that's mindset and market, everything. And whenever I read something that I didn't know, it creates this, I get more curious and I get more inspired and I get more motivated because I realize how much stuff is out there that I don't know and I don't understand. So my suggestion to you would be, number one, you got to be extremely persistent because, the more money somebody has, the harder they typically are to get to. If you're getting closer to the decision maker, it's going to get more and more difficult to get through. We go through a lot in that room, in that office, selling our product, Cardone University, the program that you all have made the decision to enroll in. It's work. It requires work. Like buying this program doesn't ensure that you're going to be successful. It ensures that you have the tools and the opportunity, but it requires work. And so sometimes with training, it's a very hard thing to sell people because it's like, hey, they actually have to do something. It's not advertising. It's not like I can spend 10 grand and I'm going to get 20 back. And it's like a little machine that's predictable, right? This means we are actually going to have to work at getting better at what we do every day. And training actually has a higher return on just about any investment that you can make in your business. But our guys go through this a lot. They're calling business owners, high net worth people, multimillionaires, people who have 300 employees. And the way that we work through them, number one, we're persistent. Sometimes it costs us business. But you know what? I'd rather lose a deal because we were too persistent than because we weren't persistent enough. So I'll take complaints. I'll take cease and desist. I'll take those every day, but I'm not willing to accept us missing opportunities because we didn't push hard enough. And if you're not getting people complaining and you're not getting people threatening you with lawsuits or whatever, the truth is you're probably not pushing hard enough and you're missing more opportunities than you're losing simply because of your persistence. So I hope that helps. Be persistent. Add a ton of value, be an expert, educate them, give. The more you give, the more you'll get. I got Andrew, it looks like CEO Drew 35 from Advanced PCs. Andrew, I've been using Cardone U for about a year now, and it has tremendously improved my selling game. I struggled a bit with social media. What advice can you give on dominating social, i.e. Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube? Dude, it comes all down to you, like your brand. Your social for us in this office is more for business than it is for personal. I don't post a lot of stuff about, hey, riding bikes this weekend, or, man, I just ate at this great restaurant. I'm trying to post things that other people are going to benefit from or be interested in. And you got to remember, dude, this is public domain, right? Your social platforms are a billboard for you, and people are going to judge you on that. If you're going for a job, people are going to judge you on that. You're gonna surround yourself with these social platforms with a network of people who are hopefully like-minded. And if you're sharing good content that's valuable that people go out and share, then your audience will grow. So back to even the high net worth conversation here, Andrew, make sure you're posting valuable, relevant content that people benefit from. They get education from. We're working on a new advertising campaign right now. And, the conversation we're having right now is, we're giving away a free product. And it's basically a free report, sales guide on things that businesses can do immediately to increase sales. And we're going through in the conversation, even though it's a free product, what we kept circling back around to was this thing has to be so valuable for people that when they get it and they use it and they implement it, they're like, I would have paid 10 grand for this. And they gave it to me for free. So you want to be so valuable to people that they're like, you're giving them content that they're like after, they're like, man, I actually would have paid for that. So think about that when you're on social. Be omnipresent, be everywhere, be on every platform, and make sure you have consistency in the brand that you're representing. All right, more questions.
Yes, sir. All right, they want to know, what's one of the best things you could do? Oh, wait. What is one thing you know now that you wish you knew at the beginning of your sales career?
Really, I had worked in a retail business, and that's where I grew up, working in a retail business. And so I was always the one that was, we received business. Business came to us. Like, I never had to go out and find business. We followed up and we did all that. But in retail, you get conditioned to people coming to you. I wish that early on in my sales career that I would have learned how to go out and create my own opportunities. That's why network marketing is a great opportunity for people to get involved with, because you have to create and build a business out of nothing. Fortunately for you, network marketing gives you an opportunity to basically start a business for like almost nothing. the barriers to entry in the network marketing space are very low. Typically, $100 or whatever to buy your business basically, and then you're buying products and then you're promoting, and you can build a business organically like that. But the truth is that learning to go out and produce something, whether that's through the Master the Cold Call content that we have in Cardone University, we went out and shot 60 segments, learn the perfect opening, learn the perfect big claim, learn how to build your perfect script, learn how to get past the gatekeeper, learn the mistakes, learn the strategies, learn the tips. Dude, that cold calling piece is one of the most exciting courses that we've ever added in here, because for me personally, it's like, dude, you can go out and actually create something on your own. And if you can do that, you can sell any product, you can sell any idea. If you simply develop the ability to go out and create something on your own, like my man on here, Lewis, who was saying, hey, I want to go out and create my own opportunities even though I work in retail. So great question. Chad, we added Cardone University in January and had our best February ever. Dude, I love these success stories. We're not even asking for them, and people are sharing them. Guys, we love hearing this. We work hard to make sure that you guys are winning with the program. That's why we do this mastermind coaching call every Wednesday. This is an open forum. If you want to call in, you can call in. We got a number. It's 305-865-8668. 305-865-8668. We can take your live questions. We can monitor the chat here, but that is what this is for. Every Wednesday, we're going to be here 2 o'clock in the afternoon to help you get more out of Cardone University so that you can create the future that you are hoping for and maybe you've been dreaming about your whole life. We want to help you get started. Marcus Sims, do you move every lead call to your follow-up system, or do you wait until you've made the initial contact? So this is a great question, and we talked about, I talked about this, I think, a few weeks ago in this call. And, there's different stages of follow-up. So, like, from our position, we work in inside sales. We're starting with cold calls. We're moving people all the way through the cycle after we, basically generate the demand out of thin air. So there's follow-up to get somebody on the phone, right? So I reach out to Robert. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. I know his business, and I know we can help. He doesn't know me, so he doesn't take my call. That's when follow-up starts. Follow-up, follow-up, follow-up. We know that it takes at least, what was the statistic? 80% of all contacts are made between the 5th and the 12th call. Dude, that means you got to have a plan for 5 to 12 calls before you give up. So the first step of follow-up begins with, hey, I've made an initial contact, and now I've got to have a plan just to get Jarrod on the phone. Okay? So now I got Jarrod on the phone. I have my little opening pitch cold call. I generate enough interest for him to give me an appointment, but now I need to start phase 2 of follow-up, which is making sure that I stay in. If Jarrod says, hey, call me, or Rob says, hey, call me next Friday, there's a lot of time between now and then where Jarrod can decide that he doesn't want to talk to me anymore, okay? So hang on here. Grant, I'm doing the mastermind thing right now. Yeah. You want to say hello to everybody?
Yo, man, I love you guys, man. Mastermind. Congratulations to everybody that's joining here to be part of a master mind, a greater mind than your own. And don't kid yourself. Look, everybody's involved in a bigger mind right now, but for the most part, it's just distracted.
Distractions,
which means you can't get traction. And no traction means you're going to get very little positive action. Anywhere, especially at the bank.
GC's dropping some bombs, man. Hey, let me call you back when I finish. Okay, so there's different stages of follow-up. So number 1, there's follow-up to secure your initial contact. Then after Rob agrees to an appointment next Friday, I got to follow up and stay relevant to Rob so that he actually takes my call and doesn't decide on Tuesday to forget about me, right? Then there's follow-up after I make my presentation if I don't close Rob to secure the deal. Then there's follow-up after I secure Rob as a customer to make sure that he's happy and he's winning with our programs. So there are a lot of areas where follow-up plugs in, and you have to freaking kill all of them. So I hope that answered your question there, Marcus. I will tell you though, successful follow-up requires 10 times more work, effort, energy, attention, creativity, persistence than you can ever imagine. The masters of follow-up. I mean, dude, I got guys that need to go walk around the block sometimes here because they're so persistent. They follow up with somebody so much, and then the guy picks up the phone and just completely rips him up, torches him, cusses him out, tears him down. You guys aren't nothing, blah, 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 blah. You know, because they're sick of getting followed up with. And then these guys, they're all hot-headed. They want to get all crazy and wild and go off on them, but they got to walk around the block and just know, hey man, it's part of the deal, right? It's part of the deal. So let's see here. Can you list the platforms Grant is on? I know Facebook, Periscope, Meerkat, but what are the others? Okay, great question, Jesu. So Grant's on Facebook, he's on Periscope, he's on Twitter, he's on LinkedIn, he's on Anchor, he's on Blab, he's on Snapchat. He's literally on every social platform you can imagine. YouTube, I mean, we're everywhere. If you just search Grant Cardone and then the name of the platform on Google that you'd like to connect with him on, all you have to, you'll find them all there. So let's see here. All right, we're talking about third-party touch. So can you make this a policy for your company? Can you make this a policy for you if you're a salesperson? Who do you know in your business that you could ask to make a second phone call? Very easy. Hey, this is Jarrod. I'm calling from Grant Cardone's office. I have 2 questions for you. Number 1, can you give me 20 seconds? Okay, good. Number 2, dude, why haven't we earned your business yet? We got a caller, Rob? We do. His name's Lewis. All right, Lewis. Texas. Let's go to the caller. Lewis.
What's up? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? I appreciate your call.
The reason I was calling is because I had a few specific questions that I wanted to know about. The first one being, overall, what do you recommend you do to absolutely master all the content? What sequence should I go about learning the content?
Learning the content?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
yeah. Great, unbelievable question. So what Lewis was asking is, what process should I move through the material in the platform so that I'm getting the biggest bang for my buck, right? And getting that impact in as shortest period of time as possible. The key with the platform is this. Number 1 is consistency. So you have to put a plan in place where you are consistently viewing material every day. I would say that if in some companies that we work with, we kind of have to back off our expectation because it just freaks people out. But for somebody like you who's calling in, who wants the help, I'm going to tell you, you need to do at minimum 6 segments of content a day. You need to do that in the morning. And then throughout the day, as you have situations that pop up that you have uncertainty with or you have questions about, then log into the system and find the answer. If there's one specific problem that you're having, write it down on a sheet of paper. If it's an objection, if you keep getting slammed by the gatekeeper, you can't get through, write the note down. At the end of the day, circle back around and go to that specific content. So what I would say is view 6 segments a day and move in order, okay? So we laid the content out in the system, basically as you go from top left across, and then the next row, and then the next row. So that the content is laid out so that we can kind of build on what we've covered before. And then you got to start kind of mushing them all together and using them all. But you want to start at the selling basics, understanding the buyer, sales process, then into the closing, theory and strategies, and so on and so forth down the line. 6 segments a day minimum, and then going back into the program for those topical correction pieces. So if you're starting in selling basics and you have a problem in prospecting, start your 6 segments in selling basics, and then if you have a question throughout the day, refer back to prospecting. If later in the evening you have some questions about prospecting, go straight to the prospecting. But you got to get your consistent piece in place, and that should be moving through the program as it's laid out. The second piece is going to be, okay, now I need to fix a specific problem. So, good deal.
Gotcha.
So I hope that answered your question. And then we're always here to help too. So you can call into the office, and if you got questions and you don't want to wait for the MasterMind call that we're doing, this coaching call that we're doing every week here, then you just call the office and ask somebody, hey, I'm a client on Cardone University. I have some questions on where I should go next. Here's the problems I'm facing. These are the areas I'm most uncomfortable with, or I don't have the most confidence with. And then we can, we've got a whole room of people in there dedicated to helping you out. So,
Well, Jarrod, as long as y'all keep doing it, I'm gonna probably abuse the mastermind calls.
good. Why wouldn't you be, man? That's what it's here for.
Right?
It's free, man. You got to use it.
I have one more question.
All right, let's go. One more question.
Last one. I'm gonna make this one a good one. I've actually recently I was recruited to a dealership that sells exotic cars. I was with Toyota in the past, so I knew I could prospect our old customer base. With this market that I'm in now, I don't actually have. Starting off, I don't have a base to go out to just start off with. What can I do to start moving cars that are like Corvettes, Rolls-Royce, these McLarens, things like that? Because the average person can't really afford those. Where can I go and find the clients that can?
Yeah, well, you just got to figure out where those people go. Where are they? What country clubs are close? What are the best restaurants in town? If you go and have yourself, on a whatever night of the week, or maybe on a Friday night or a Saturday night, go hang out at the most hoppin', slammin', expensive restaurant in your town. Go drink a glass of wine up at the bar and just try to meet people, man. You just got to network. Particularly in that kind of luxury category. You're going to have a power base, and it's going to be about relationships, because rich people like to hang out with rich people. They don't like hanging out with broke people. So if you get in, you meet somebody, you can start kind of building your network like that. But dude, go where they are. Find out where the people that buy your cars are, and then go there. Create a list of all of the big companies in your area. Find out, owners of roofing companies or solar companies, or even car dealerships, or technology companies or medical companies or whatever. Find out, be like my guys. They're trying to sell a training platform. They're trying to sell Cardone University to business owners, people who sell things, right? These people typically have money. And if you can impress them, even if you can impress one person, and if they don't buy from you, guarantee you they know other rich people who like to drive fast cars.
Well, I guess the thing that I was kind of wondering is how can I cold call them and find them? Because if that's my biggest tool.
Yeah,
my most efficient tool.
Yeah, no, like I said, you're going to make a list of business owners, executives. Introduce yourself. My name's Louis. I'm a VIP concierge at a luxury automobile dealership. I deliver white glove service to executives and CEOs, high net worth people looking to have an unparalleled experience purchasing their next supercar. Would like to know if this fits you, if this might be something you'd be interested in. And if not, who else do you know? So some type of communication like that.
And I can just drop this.
And then you just got to get the volume up. You got to have a list, you got to pull a list. What city you live in?
Dallas.
Yeah, dude. Oh, my God. There's tons of money in Dallas. You got to come up with a list, dude. Come up with a list of 5,000 CEOs and business owners, like big businesses, and make that your freaking cold call list. You just got to. You got to be persistent. You got to invest. You got to invest in the delayed gratification. You got to invest in all the work and energy, probably for 3 months before you see any result. 150 calls a day, getting hung up on, brutal, playing in the mud, man, getting dirty before things start actually build. Your pipeline starts building. So I hope that helped, man. So back into the comments here, Joel Seidenfeld. When following up and trying to add value links, how do I find helpful links to his business, which he's more involved in than I am? Well, dude, you got to do research. What industry are they in? What news is happening? It's not about you providing something, just anything, right? Dude, you got to find something that's related to his business. Even if he already knows it, you've shown that you've taken an interest in their business, and you're doing something different than the other salespeople reaching out, just trying to say, hey, Bob, this is Jarrod. I work for Grant. We sell training. I want 5 minutes with you. There's no value added there. All I'm interested in is a deal. At least that's what I hear there. So you gotta go through, Joel, and you gotta find, like, if I'm working furniture stores, if I'm working realtors, if I'm working financial services, hey, all this market volatility, blah blah blah, 10-year, blah blah blah, whatever. You just have to spend a little bit of time on the weekend preparing. And if you're working in people that are all in the same business, then then that makes it a lot easier. Okay. All right. Zuli123. How do you get a good salesman where the workplace is very competitive? They offer high salaries, paid cell phone, insurance, car bonuses, 401ks, and all you have is commission. Well, you got to sell your deal. You got to have a solid pitch. I'll use what we do, for example. Most of the people who we need to sell our product to people, to to business owners, people with very little time, most of the people that we're selling to, you have to have a good salesperson, right? You have to have an experienced salesperson. Most of the people that we'd like to have here selling for us are making between $150,000 and $180,000 a year somewhere else where they have a $100,000 a year salary. But they'll never make more than $200,000 a year. So when I put ads together, when we talk about people here, I'm going to say, who's my top guy and what did he make last year? Dude, he made $400K. Okay? $400,000 opportunity as a salesperson. That is my hook. Right? Make $400,000 a year. Real people are doing it. Real people are making it. Opportunity to do twice that is it. You'll see it when you come here in the office. When can you come in for an interview? It's a pitch. You have to sell people. Like everything is a sale. Sell or be sold. Are you going to get sold that your company has more opportunity, even though it has less of the added fluffy things? Because I guarantee you, most salespeople would rather make $400,000 a year than $180 and have a car and this and blah 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 and all the other things. Alan Mitchell, great session. The most valuable part of Cardone U is having access to your staff, Marcella and Steve. I love that, Alan. Thank you for sharing that. We try to help you guys. We try to help you guys out and give you some good info. What do you got here, Rob?
I've got the guy's name is Sunil, and he wants to know, he's in the travel industry, travel sales, and he wants to know, how does he handle a customer that's getting a similar flight or product from another supplier? So I guess they're kind of like, you understand, like this, he's trying to sell it here. They want to go with them, but he wants them to buy his product, but it's the same product.
Yeah. So like this is a classic example of comparison shopping. So customer goes to business A and gets a price, and then they come to you. You sell the same exact product, and you have a different price. The number one question you ask in this situation is, if the money were the same, who would you rather do business with? If the money were identical, where would you rather do business? Okay? If the customer says, I'd rather do it at the other business, then you have a problem. And you need to figure out, hey, what have I missed where they have provided more value to this customer? But if the customer says, if the money were the same, I'd rather do it with you, then now you can start digging your hooks in, because the first thing you're going to ask them is, why would you rather do business with me if the money were the same? And then they're going to start telling you. And then you're going to say, why else? Why else? Why else would you rather? Oh, because you're this and that, blah, blah, blah. And why else? And blah, 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 blah. And why else? And why else? And why else? And then when they're done, you say, for all the reasons you've just stated, I hope you can see why we're a little bit more money to do business with. How do you like to take care of your business? Visa, MasterCard, or American Express? Right? They're going to sell themselves. They're going to justify it, right? But you have to focus on the things that you do differently. What can you deliver? What can you add to that transaction that nobody else can offer? And the key is, it starts with you, because you don't come with that deal, Sunil, right? You don't come with that deal. You don't come with the deal at the other place of business that they're doing. So that's your biggest differentiator is going to be you. And so when we talk about bringing all these things together, we're talking about the value in your follow-up. We're talking about your persistence. We're talking about the altitude that you can gain. We're talking about the experience that you provide people, so that they're like, man, you know what? Even though Sunil's 10%, 15% more, it is totally worth it. And this is the type of person I want to do business with. Got another one? I'm good. Okay, good. So Jay Barry, thanks for joining the deal. Zuli Nelson, thank you for joining. So guys, look, this is the weekly Mastermind coaching call. Okay, we're going to be here every Wednesday at 2 p.m. East Coast Standard Time to answer your questions about Cardone University. Any sales question that you have is answered in this program, and if you can't find it here, we want you to call into the show. We want you to jump into the chat. We want you to ask your question. Sales, closing, negotiating, follow-up, cold call, prospecting, motivation, success tips, mindset tips, the rules of success. Whatever you need help with, we are here. We're going to bring it. We're going to answer your questions. We're going to make sure that you're successful. And it ain't going to cost you anything because that's the kind of people we are. We just want to help you out. So look, I look forward to seeing you guys next week here on the Cardone University Mastermind and Coaching Call. We'll see you.